switched to my G hook. It's smaller, it's thinner, because it's going to make a tighter crochet. To begin, I'm going to chain 12. So the chain 12 is just going to loop it around and pull through. So that was 1. I can even do it on my left hand. Loop it around, pull through, 2, 3. See, there's 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then it says right here for row 1, single crochet into 1 loop of each chain. You'll be working back towards the body of the hat right here, and we'll only have 11 single crochets total. Attach the hat with 1 slip stitch, or attach it to the hat with 1 slip stitch into the next stitch on the hat. And then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then chain 1 and turn. So you can see there's 12 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So within this chain, I really can't get to that 12th one. So I'm going to start at this one, because if I did all of those, that would allow me to have the 11 single crochets that I would need before I slip stitch it into the body of the hat. If I'm going righty, I'm going to be going on this side. If I'm lefty, I usually go in the other direction, so I'd be following it on this side. So here's my chain. So instead, that would be the 12th chain right there. I'd be going into this hole right here. So I'd slip it through, just the one side, wrap it, come through, wrap it, come through again, and then I'd go to the next chain. See how that's looped? So now I'm going to come to this chain right here, and then wrap it, and work my way through. So once again, if I was right-handed, I would be going on this side of the chain, because the hat would be rotated onto my left side. But since I'm going left-handed, the hat is towards my right side. So you can see that my chain is in that loop, so I'm going to the next loop. You're going to do this all the way through till you get to your hat. Be careful on identifying what chain is what. Alright, so see how it's pulling, so I'm going to go in the next one. See how that pull right there? So I'm going to go into this loop right here. So once again, another one. So you see how it's pulling there? So I'm going to go into this one right here. Wrap. Wrap. I did 10. I'm going to do my 11th one. So the 11th one is right here. So I'm going to send it through. Wrap, pull through. Wrap. Pull through 2, and we're going to count them. So we're going to count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You can see that. So once again, I'm pulling this one out. 5. Look, got twisted. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to slip stitch this now into. So I'm going to slip stitch it into the next stitch. So we're going to look for it. So right here is the next stitch, and you're just going to slip it through, wrap the thread around it. Pull the thread back through both of those. So this one and the next one. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch stitch, so we have to figure where that is. So if you notice, the next stitch, if I rotate this so you can see it better, is located right about, would be right here, so you can see it. That's the next stitch I want to slip stitch to. So I'm going to slip stitch through the next chain, which is right here. So that's 2 slip stitches, and then I turn it because I want to face this again. I chained and I turned my material. I'm going to move my string so it's easier, and I counted from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm going to come into there, wrap 1, 2. I'm going to make sure you're doing it to the same chain, the back chain each time, making it consistent. I apologize, I'm doing this right-handed. So this would be 11 right here. And you can double check. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 before we get back to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you can see that. That's where it's joined onto the hat. That was the chain. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then it says to chain 1 and then turn the hat. So we're going to go in this direction now. And whenever I turn that hat, I'm going to move my string to the side that it needs to be so I can do a single crochet. And I'm going to come back into the back of this stitch and single crochet through there. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then I'm going to slip stitch into here. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch, which is right here. And then I'm going to chain, and then I'm going to turn, and I'm going to do the same thing, working my way back that way, making sure I get all 11 of those chains. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. this is the first one that I'm going to be putting my stitch into. And I'm going to keep this pattern, I'm only doing the back loop. I'm going to keep that pattern all the way through. So I crocheted all the way around with my ribbing. Alright, and I am back up to the last part where I get to join. So notice I have one area to do my slip stitch, and then on this one I join into here. So on your notes on the back here, it says slip stitch into the last stitch on the hat and into the join. Now turn and slip stitch the seam together. Turn the hat inside out and slip stitch into the back loop of each of the joining rows. Okay, so on here, slip stitch, pull, pull. I'm going to do the slip thing here, slip stitch to join, so it's put together. And then I want to slip stitch the seam together. So I'm actually going to flip this inside out. And I'm going to slip stitch the inside here with the inside here, and then I'm going to work my way all the way down so that it's even. So once again, I want to make sure that these sides line up, and I'm going to slip stitch into the inside loop for each one. So let's start this one here. One, pull through the two, pull through the one. Go through the next one, pull through the two, pull through the one. So I'm going to keep doing this until I get to the bottom. So I'm on my last one, right? So once again, I'm going on the inside of each one of those, slipping through those two and then through the one, and now I'm done. So I'm going to cut my thread, and I'm going to leave some decent size, and then it says that you're going to weave the ends. So to close this, I'm just going to have this come through, tighten that up, and then I'm going to take a needle like this so that I can put the yarn through it, and then that's where I'm going to close up my ends. I can either go back up that way, or I can go through the sides. Just the basics being you want to hide the yarn, but then also keep it weaving back and forth through the material, so it's locking itself in place. So as I go, you'll see it becomes hard to see, and you just keep doing that to any ends that are open, especially the ones on the top here. And then you can flip it back inside or right side out, and there is your unforgettable